There we go. Good morning, Andy Stubbs and Jim Coles from the penal colony. Yes, g'day comrades, Andy. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. And today we've got Bolt with us. He's not on a motorcycle. G'day, Bolt.
Hey, everybody.
And there we go. Alex Don PK is now following on Facebook. Very good. Todd is here, but his brother just rocked up on the doorstep, so he'll be joining us very, very soon. Anyway, moving right along. So you all know Bolt. He's been on a couple of my videos. I don't know if you're all subscribed to his channel yet. He should have at least another 30 subscribers by the end of the day. How long before you're going to get a kid?
I'm gonna order it today, and Lazada's usually pretty quick. It should be here in a couple of days. I actually might come and see you to give me a hand installing it if I can't figure it out.
Not a kit, a kid. Because it's like your channel, like hey kid, it's dad. You're gonna order your kid on Lazada. Yeah, something. I'd like a
year and a half.
Yeah, I'd like a boy, thanks. It's a sort of
probably about a year and a half.
Lazada, or you can just about get anything on Lazada.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's something nefarious going on. So, what are you happy for, a boy or a girl?
Either way. I actually never had a big plan for kids growing up, but it's a big cultural thing here, and I'm already with kids all the time teaching, so it's something that I've really come around to. Thanks to Joy.
Well, she does look like a charming girl. I haven't met her yet, so I've only seen her on the videos. She needs more.
Yeah, the four of us need to get together sometime.
Yeah, she needs more FaceTime. That'll boost your channel, Got to get the thumbnails with her in the thumbnail and everything else, That's how you.
Yeah, she's on a couple of them so far.
That's how you boost your channel. These guys, these nefarious, no-name people that hide in the background of your YouTube channel. All they want to see is pretty girls. Come on, isn't that right, Andy Stubbs? G'day, Paul. How you doing? It's only 9 days until we're free. Yeah. Well, Todd was going to speak about that today when he gets off and gets through with his brother. But we'll talk about schooling. So, how long have you been teaching school for here anyway?
I have been teaching for. Hang on, just 1 second. I've been teaching here in Thailand for about 4 years now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm a high school science teacher.
Yeah, I think I got that. I don't know if they caught that on the video that I did. Yeah, so science teacher. So what you do, physics, chemistry, or just science in general?
General science.
General science, okay.
Yeah, it's I teach kids in Ma Nung. That's their first year of high school. So I get them right after they come out of Patom. So that's their grammar school. So it's their first time being exposed to a Western style of teaching.
Really?
And I like getting them fresh like that to really give them an idea of how this type of curriculum works. And it's a lot of fun. Some of the science they have had, I know there's people who say a lot of bad things about education in Thailand, but a lot of the basics they have heard before. But this is just really taking it to the next level.
So you're sort of saying that the students before high school they don't have any exposure to English language.
Well, some undergraduate or not undergrad, some grammar schools have English programs too, and some of the kids have been in them. I teach at a semi-public, semi-private institution, so a lot of the kids come from more well-off families, so a lot of them have tutors. So they have to have a decent amount of English skill before getting into the program that I'm in. So there's a baseline. They already understand a decent amount of English, but it's like me in Thai. I can have a general conversation in Thai, but if you want to talk philosophy in Thai, I don't have those words. You know, that's a chunk of vocab that I just don't have, and that's what I'm giving them this toolbox of science words and science vocabulary and how to talk about these things. A lot of this stuff they already know. They just don't know they know it.
Yeah, so like I was watching your last video about you trying to order your repairs for your motorcycle, you know.
Yeah, I know. Google Translate can really give you some squirrely results.
Yeah, I don't know why Google doesn't do more on that, but anyway, it's Google. They don't.
I don't know if there's a way for them to do it better. I mean, you know, if you look up start, most people are going to think you want to know when do you begin something. Google's not going to know that you want to talk about starting an engine.
Yeah, well, I
don't know if there's any way for them to improve the algorithm to figure that out. Unless you put in a sentence, but putting in sentences is always a bad idea with Google.
Yeah. Well, the first thing they could do on that translator app is the fact that they could stop using the ISO 9006 translation format to Romanize Thai, and actually use what they call the standard phonetic Romanized Thai, which has been adopted throughout Thailand for the last 20 years. That would be helpful. You know, like you got these X's and like you ever sort of seen that they do have a right.
That's nonsense. I just give it the briefest look.
Yeah, how do you even read that shit? Yeah. But yeah, so was it? G'day, Todd. So you sorted your brother out, did you?
Yes, I did. Hello.
Hey, Todd.
Yeah, so
how are you, Bob?
I'm doing well.
So the three motorcyclists. Somebody made a comment on my last video this morning. She says, the food in Thailand is so cheap compared to America, and I just said to her, the answer was, like, the three things in life is, you know, cheap food, cheap clothing, and a roof over your head. You know, what more do you want for a great life? And then, of course, we were just talking to Todd before that. I thought, I forgot something. Went back on there. And a motorcycle.
Well, even if you don't have it, there's cheap transportation here, too. You can really get anywhere in the country for pennies on the dollar.
That's right, you can. Yeah, so what we were going to talk about, I've got a couple of things. Let's quickly just open that up first. Give people a bit of a heads up. What's going on today. That's just the thing, a new quarantine period. Could help if I made that a bit bigger, couldn't I? I'll share it to you guys as well so you can see what I'm looking at. There we go live with that one. Yeah, so what we have today here is we have from the 1st of October, fully vaccinated coming into the country, travellers who have been fully vaccinated with the vaccine approved by Thailand's Ministry of Public Health, or the WHO, no less than 14 days before their travel date, all modes of transport, all 7-day quarantine. Required COVID-19 testing is 2 PCR tests, day 1 and day 6, day 1 and day 7. Not fully vaccinated, so you've only had one dose. Travellers who have been vaccinated without vaccine certificate or partially vaccinated, coming in via air, they have still got a 10-day quarantine. Mark hasn't got here yet, but I'm sure Mark will be here shortly. But Mark got early release, so we heard this morning.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and 2 PCR tests. Not fully vaccinated for road travellers. They still have 14-day quarantine, 2 PCR tests, day 1 and day 12. Required documents, a valid visa or a re-entry permit if needed, vaccine certificate for fully vaccinated travellers, certificate of entry. Now, isn't that COE being canned as well? I believe the COE. I read something, the COE is going to be canned as well, but maybe that's still
No, still need to do the COE. Yeah.
Right, okay. A COVID-19 health insurance policy, confirmation of ASQ, an RT-PCR medical certificate with an undetected COVID-19 test results no more than 72 hours before departure. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. So obviously that's the news for today. So what's going to happen tomorrow could be anybody's guess. So who else was just joined us? So we've got Robert Groves there. G'day, Robert. Congrats on the escape from Australia. That's right. There was another.
You told everyone.
The hashtag free Todd. But for all us old guys, the hashtag means pound free Todd. Yeah, let's not play with it.
I was watching some of the articles, or I looked at a couple of the articles that you posted about Australia. They're not letting people leave. Is that right?
Well, that was
I
what we're going to
understand
talk.
not letting people come in, but
Yeah, well, that was what we're going to talk about today. I do have an article here from the Bangkok Post that I was going to put up that we could all sort of read through. But yeah, so I thought I'd give the inmates a bit of a chance to sort of get it off their chest first. Did we see Gladys, New South Wales Premier, decided to resign after the ICAC said that they had confirmed that they're coming after her? I heard about the Gladys. To tell you the truth, I didn't even know we had a New South Wales female Premier. So much I pay close attention to the freaking politics in Australia, honestly.
yeah, that's part of the joy of being here.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with me. You know, you can't even have if you permanently move to another country, you can actually have yourself taken off the what they call electoral roll. Did you know that? Most people don't even know that, do they? So I can't even vote.
All right.
Because I'm I'm not even on the roll anymore.
Things to do.
Yeah, you have to look up that one. That's a procedure. I think that was even that was 6 years ago I did that, or 5 years ago, before I came. But they had to be faxed in. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
The thing that I'm going, who faxes anymore? For some reason, like
Thailand does.
You know, I'm pretty sure it was this one here. There was one of the documents I had to be faxed in to the department. I'm pretty sure it was electoral roll had to take a fax. I had to go and find a fax in the office. We still did have a fax.
I haven't been able to find one here. My loan company that handles the loan for my motorcycle, it needed me to fax the registration or the tax documents that I got, and I sent them pictures.
No.
And I said, I can't find a fax. I went to like 3 or 4 different places. Nobody has a fax machine. People don't fax anymore. So I said, you're going to get the pictures and the PDFs. If that doesn't work for you, well,
yeah,
SOL.
It's just that's the way it works. You both a g'day. How you doing? Bossa Nova. Hey, how you doing? Again, so Todd, not Todd, Bolt. There is a function on the web page for the stream. You can actually pop out the text chat if you want to see what's going on there.
Oh yeah, I did. I have the
You worked that one out? Yeah.
YouTube page in the background.
It's all right.
So where is that?
Bolt's a bit new to the whole streaming game. We'll have to go through and give him some lessons on that as he gets a bit more popular. I have to again plug for your channel. I love what you talk about. It's just there's just again another thing about it's a fresh take on the way Thailand works. But because you can speak Thai, it reminds me of the days of Harold Boulder. Harold Boulder on his motorcycle rides, because he could speak pretty good Thai as well, and he used to ride around the place, from town to town, drop in at the 7-Eleven, talk to the staff there in Thai, and and it was quite an interesting thing. He's pulled most of those videos down now on his channel, which is a bit of a shame. But hopefully, when we get when you're going to get mic'd up in a couple of days or about a week or so, we'll be looking for our next ride out, and then of course Todd will be joining us, and probably only for another 1 month after that again. So we'll get our.
Well, when I was setting the channel up, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and it is what it is, kind of because of my limitations. I'm just a regular working guy, and I'm not retired, so I don't have a mountain of free time. I've got a decent amount right now because of lockdown, but living here, you just see all of this weird stuff all the time, all this new stuff all the time, and it's just the way I am. I want to know about it and learn about it, and now what? And then, when Joy and I were planning on kids in the future, I'm thinking, what would be really cool is if I had something like this that I could show my kid in the future what life was like, because I would love to have something like that for my parents, to see something about what they were like right before I was born, and what were the circumstances that were going on right then and there, and maybe to hear some stuff, especially from my dad. He died when I was kind of young, so I miss him terribly, and it would just be so cool to have that. And I think realistically anything could happen at any time. Maybe I'm not going to be there in 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah, well, listen, you got to live. You got to live for today, plan for tomorrow. I think that's part of the Thai culture. I think most people are giving up to live for today. They want this safety envelope around them. Oh my God! Give up your freedom for safety. What happened there? But anyway, don't get me started on that shit. Oh my God!
And I figure, if this stuff that interests me, or new things that I find here interest me, then maybe they interest somebody else too, and maybe somebody else wants to learn about it too. I didn't really see any other channels that were motovlogging like this. Lots of people saying, hey, look at how cool this hotel is, or look at how nice this big fancy meal is, or let's go, look at this waterfall here. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's all well and good, but that sure isn't my life. I'm bouncing around the country and seeing gorgeous stuff every week. It's just not what I do. I wanted to see something on YouTube that was about a life that I could relate to, That's how I got interested in your channel. It's I'm interested in relationships and just regular people's lives, and that's what I saw with you. And I really don't see too many channels like that.
Yeah, well, so they've got Ride for Kicks now. Lucas, he does a bit of that, but again, Lucas is based down in the Pattaya region, so he's got a lot more Pattaya to do, if you know what I mean. And again, just having Pattaya in your tagline as well sort of boosts your channel double. And talking about Salia and Omyai and Nakhon Pantom, it's just not even a search term. People are familiar.
Yeah, and his videos, the ones that I really like are when it's him and his partner going around doing something.
Exactly. Yeah,
I'm interested in seeing how people navigate the world with their Thai spouse, and how they communicate, and how they interact with the world. That's the stuff that I'm really interested in.
Yeah, hopefully when you're all together, we'll probably try to organise a run down to Pattaya and meet up with Lucas as well. Try to get a ride together. So that'd be sort of something to look forward to. I can't promise anything because it's almost like going to Pattaya is like a 2-day trip for us. Being in Nakhon.
Yeah, he seems like a nice enough guy, but he's got a heck of a posting schedule. I mean, he puts something up almost every single day. It's another really an amazing amount of output from him.
There's 3 things that boost your channel growth, and the first one is good thumbnails with girls in them. Right, that gets the CTR going up. Again, the keywords and a destination, which is a common search term, is something like Pattaya or bar girls or something like that. Just playing to that sort of click audience. The ones that are the AI knows what you like looking at. If you like looking at bar girls, then they're going to shove bar girl videos at you, because they want your audience. Guys, it's this is YouTube. But yeah, what's it? Jim Collis, g'day. Dallo's joined the gang, yes. And Robert's picking me up. But we had 2 premiers, 2 female premiers. Oh, look, I wouldn't even know. I don't even pay attention to the freaking politics. I would go and vote independent every time we had a state election. Who's the guy? I think there was a guy up there. I used to have beer with him, at the local, Claude Face Hotel. So he always got my vote. I knew the guy. MBD has left his quarantine. Yes, Mark. Yes. So he's probably that's probably why he's not with us today. He's probably sort of out and about. Sorry, I got a bit of a hash coming through. What's that? That's probably from Bolt.
Yeah, Mark's on his way to his house further down southwest. So
Yeah, and of course that was so I got lost track of it. Yeah, and the third thing is getting daily videos out really boosts your channel. I've had a couple of runs of doing it up probably 4 or 5 videos a week, and you can always just see that rising. But I recall going back to like Casey Neistat, back in 2016. He was doing these daily vlogs, and he made one thing poignant comment, which is the fact that even at that level, those daily vlogs just burn you out. And we had another guy here, what's his Ollie Lamb, Ollie Lamb or Ollie something or other. I can't remember his name now. He's off the YouTube, but he was doing that. And his channel got rocket growth when he was doing that daily vlogs. He did it like a 6 to 8 minute vlog, every day for about 3 months, and his channel just grew really fast, and he just hit burnout. Our style of work, this is the thing, most of the people coming to this channel here just like to see the daily stuff. They're not into, well, some of them are into the motorcycle stuff, and hopefully when we get the gang together, that'll become more and more fun to watch, because there'll be a lot more interesting tidbits that we'll talk about, if you know what I mean. Because I don't know anything about Thailand. I have been listening to I started listening to Pimsa Thai again, just priming myself up to start learning Thai, because I've got a mentor in front of me, or sort of, I got a peer in front of me. I have to be as good as,
It's not going to take a lot of work to get better than I am, really. I'm not that great.
Yeah, well, you're way better than me. That's just certain. People keep on asking me on my channel. I said, why don't you learn Thai? And I think I let the cat out of the bag a couple of weeks ago. I said, I fucking don't want to.
That's the thing. I mean, it's really easy. I think if Todd, I don't know if I mentioned it that before or said in a video that my partner Joyce, she doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
So it's all Thai all the time here at home. And I swear, if she spoke a little bit of English, it's just so tempting and so easy to just work in that little English box, no matter how small it is, to work in that little English box with your partner. And that's why when I met her and she says, no, I don't speak English, and I'm not really interested. I'm not traveling. This is my home, and everybody that I know is Thai. It's just not my thing. I'm like, hey, more power to you. It's your country and your home. Why should I expect you? Yeah. And that's when I really started to kick it up into a higher gear. And it's been great for the language education, because I don't have that little box that I can retreat to. You gotta figure it out.
Exactly. Yeah. So Malcolm Cade made a good point. Is hopefully Wazza won't be like Casey Neistat and ditch us all when he makes his first 10 million. No, guys. When I'm at that level on my channel, you're all invited. We'll have our mansion. We'll just kick everybody out of this move barn, and you can all live here.
Have our own little commune.
Yeah, that's right. Have a little sort of, Paramisai Ha, the Parang village. Need somebody to build a 7-Eleven out the front first. So Robert Groves, B speaks better English than me. That's not hard, Robert. You're an Aussie. She's an English taught Thai. What do you expect? Come on. Aussies don't know how to speak English at all. But at least I got Chanya sort of saying yep and not. Yep, nup, yep, nup. She speaks those 2 words quite like an Aussie. It took a while, but she got that stuff. Andy Stubbs, I'll wait around February, March before I go overseas. Things should be much better then. Yeah, we'll get on to talk about that Australia prison in a minute. I know we're still getting the day started. Oh my God. But yeah, so back to the whole motorcycling thing. Hopefully we'll add a different spin. Like we'll still do Wednesday lunch with Chanya, and I'm going to be doing like that last video I did. We always talk about the fact that she wants to do photos, but I never put them up. And I think what I'm going to do from now on in that video, I'm going to do that little photo spread thing there, like the photos we take of her. She just loves it. She puts it on her TikTok. If you know she has a TikTok account, probably puts a video up there, one little TikTok piece up every week. But I thought it might.
Yeah, I enjoy those style videos. It's another thing that got me started is that I didn't see anything really like that out of Thailand. People motovlogging here in Thailand. I used to be a big fan of ADV China.
Yep.
And they got a little squirrely at the end there, and they're out of China now. But there was a good long stretch where it's just a couple of guys looking around talking about stuff that they see out in as Westerners in China, and I was like, wow, I'd really like to see something like that in Thailand.
Yeah.
So I'd like to have something like that.
Yeah. The question is how we'll do. I don't know what the mechanics are. So they had ADV China because they had their separate channels. Then they had one channel called ADV China, which did
that's the thing.
Did that specifically. I don't know if that's really if we're going to have enough material to build on that without having all the trolls, get on. You're just copying ADV China. I think what we'll probably do is just, you'll be recording, I'll be recording, and we'll make two different mashups, two different versions of the same ride. The unique thing that we'll be sort of pushing, or I'll be pushing here, is the live ride won't be on YouTube. The live ride will be on our Discord. Right, it's about the community, not about
That sounds like a cool model, though. And because that way it's you reserve Discord for people that are really specifically interested in the longer ride. Because there's a lot of stuff that's going to get cut out for a YouTube video.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really the basis of the way we want to go. So again, keeping it different, so we've got that little edge on it. And again, anybody on the Discord, they could probably sort of run the Discord channel up into their own stream, and talk about it over the top of us. It wouldn't really worry me at all, reuse the material.
Guys, I'm sorry to cut it short, but Joy and I are heading out for an early lunch at Sap Nua. So I'm going to head out. It was good talking to you guys. I should be able to catch you again next Saturday. I don't think we have anything going on next Saturday morning, so come by the channel, check it out, and hope to see you. Hope to see you in soon.
Yep, I'll just quickly go over to your channel and
actually see you, Bob.
Where is it? Let me just pull
here,
that
guys.
up. I'll make sure there's a link to his
Enjoy
channel.
your lunch.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay,
we're going to that Sap Nua place.
Yep. See you later, Bob.
Right.
Let me just get his channel link there, so we've got that for him. And go there. Yeah. Yeah. Just make sure you subscribe to his channel. What is it? Okay, so pretty good. What have I missed? Yeah, it's good having Bolt on. We got him plugged in last night. He'll be mic'd up hopefully within the week. He's got to get his kit out, and he's got to get the kit board. They are a little bit of a challenge, aren't it, for the people who don't know about riding, of course. Let me just quickly fix the other little, get rid of the background. Yeah, the trouble with these helmets is the fact that they with the kits. Now this is just one kit. They all suffer from a very. You get this is your Bluetooth device, and it clips onto the helmet on another little bracket. And the trouble I had with mine is the fact that the bracket had a greater curve than what the helmet. So that's fairly flat, but it's not flat. And the bracket had a sort of more of a curve, so I had to get there with a knife, and I had to jury rig something. And it's amazing what you can do with the two-part epoxy resins. Mate, they save your life every day. It's pretty solid on there. It's not going to come off.
That and gaffer tape.
That and gaffer tape, yes. So yeah, and that just plugs on there. It locks in place, pairs to your phone, and away you go. It's all pretty good. Anyway, so what we got? Now Shannon J, g'day Shannon, there you go. And there's no Jim there, go Jim. Okay, so yeah, what we're going to talk about today was we did have a sort of an idea of talking about the Sean Mark. G'day Sean, how you doing?
Hey everyone, doing well.
How you doing? Good, good. You're welcome to come on camera if you want, but that's up to you. Make sure you got some clothes on first. But yeah, so yeah, we did have an article to talk about. We're going to talk about this one here. You know, like they're talking. It's all over the news. Well, you know, over my channel at least, anyway. Let me share it to the other guys so they can see what we're talking about.
I was gonna ask Todd when he moved to North Korea.
I'm escaping. I finally got permission to leave. I wasn't a happy chappy for about 48 hours, let me tell you. But I think common sense prevailed, and I was given an exemption. So for me, it's back to full steam ahead.
Oh, that's good. I've seen some ridiculous stuff on the news lately going on down there.
Yeah, it made him feel flat for 4 days. Yeah, it was a four-day flattening. Yeah. Yeah. Yarn, bloody Australia.
Yeah, I wasn't in a nice place.
So here's the article from Bangkok Post. You know, like you're not seeing much out of Australia. Australia, I don't know what's going on in Australia. There's another article I've got here as well, which I thought I might, you know, also throw in here. Like, you know, Australia is becoming this laughing stock of the world. You know, CNN blocks access to its Facebook page in Australia. Right, this is, you know, again getting back to the police state of Australia, you know, the prison state. We'll talk about both those articles here because I think it's time to really diss Australia for a change. People, you know, I've had people on my channel saying, why do you keep on bad-mouthing Australia? Well, this is why I bad-mouth Australia. It's this shit that we're hearing about internationally about the Australian colony. It is absolutely ridiculous what's going on there. What they're gonna piss off the wrong person. They don't realise the fact that, you know, once you hit 67 years old, it's actually cheaper to spend the rest of your life in prison. And so all it's going to take is somebody with a damn shotgun and go and shoot a few of these bastards, right? They're going to be set up for the rest of their life. You know, there's no death penalty. You know, 3 square meals a day, roof over your head. You know, showers with friends. Yeah, life in prison doesn't.
You were about to say showers with benefits.
I was trying to avoid that one, but you get the idea. So, you know, like you know, life in prison isn't such a deterrent these days for us old people. Yeah, they need to start to wake the fuck up. They really do. Anyway, so Australia to start reopening border next month. There are caveats. I don't think it's Australia outbound is not open to Thailand at the moment, from what I understand. Is that right, Todd?
Yeah, they're looking at bubbles, and the bubbles has always been on the table. Places like Japan, Singapore, New Zealand bubbles still there, but it's more focused on, if you read the actual article, on how many Australian citizens they're going to let back into the country, and I think that's the main focus. And South Australia's already done a pilot of home detention, a home quarantine, instead of being in a quarantine hotel. And I think from the information I've been able to gather, that's what they're going to start opening up more, because they closed the quotas down considerably as to how many Australians they're letting back into the country. So I think that's going to be the focus. I think they're still going to require exemptions to get out of the country to a lot of other international destinations apart from the bubble ones.
Yeah. So this article basically goes on sort of Sydney, Australia will begin reopening its borders next month. The Prime Minister said Friday for 18 months after citizens were banned from travelling overseas without permission and foreign arrivals largely banned. Morrison said Australia would like to return home to Australians overseas within weeks. Nothing really definite. As 80% of vaccination targets are met. On March 20th last year.
That's
Australia,
a big caveat.
Yeah.
That's the big caveat. 80% of that is a big caveat.
Australia introduced some of the world's toughest border restrictions. What do you expect from a prison state? For the last 5 to 60 days, countless international flights have been grounded, and overseas travel is slowed to a trickle. Families have been split across continents. An estimated 30,000 nationals are stranded overseas. I'm not stranded. I want to be here. I don't want to go back to Australia. Stuff that shit. So I don't know how many people, obviously in my boat, there might be 30,000 nationals stranded overseas, but probably twice that number flatly refusing to go back to prison with any luck. I don't know. I really don't know the numbers. Foreign residents are stuck in the country, unable to see their friends and relatives. More than 100,000 requests to enter or leave were denied in the first 5 months of this year alone. Time has come to give Australians their life back. Because I know Dowlow, he made it back in Australia when the things were announced last year, and he's been unable to get into the country, to see his. I don't know. Is your partner over here, Dowlow, or is she with you? I really don't know. I keep trying to keep track of all these people I know on YouTube, and their family and their connections. Oh my God, it does your head in. I'm going to have a book here, and I'm going to have a little black book about all the clues you pick up over the years. I have to deeply apologise if I forget all the nuances of everybody I know. I was never. I might have done, Toastmasters back in the '90s and a few other public speaking things, back in the '90s. I did run a business, but God, the shit that you're supposed to remember as being a business owner and building business, and what Dale Carnegie taught you, how to win friends and influence people and all that sort of shit. Oh my God, I'm an engineer. I got to engineer everything. I can't stick all that shit in my head, as well as how to make computers work, if you know what I mean. Something's got to give. I got to purge the RAM every so often. That's why I have so much trouble with frickin' language as well. It takes up headspace. The time has come to give Australians their life back. Yes, we know that. You let them out of prison. The exact timing of border openings will depend on Australia's states each reaching 80% vaccination targets, so there is caveats at that level. The most populous state in New South Wales currently has 64% of those aged over 16 fully vaccinated, and indicated that it will hit 70 and 80% targets this month. But most Australian states, notably West Australia and Queensland, still have no widespread community transmission, are preserving a strategy of COVID zero and remain shut to other parts of the country. So again, you've still got internal travel bans, and oh my God, you can't even go into a different prison camp in Australia, let alone get out of the prison. Oh my God. So I have to just go and just quickly read this. Malcolm K. We'll be interested to see how much Australians get gouged by airlines once international. The airlines are running broke as well. I don't know how that's going to pan out. And only 480 new cases, protesting, whatever. CNN is the real devil here. We'll get onto that article in a minute. I submitted 10 years of business visas for Thailand, and my 5-year Thai business license renewal in January, my last 2 years of leases, and they rejected it twice. Really? Crazy. Cases mean nothing, and New South Wales has stopped coffin counting too, 24,000 deaths from cancer last year. 3 deaths a day from CV. Now tell me which is the pandemic. Yeah, this is the numbers. I think the way I look at it is the fact that we had was it SARS in 2008, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think what we saw when SARS hit the planet, right? They saw a leverage point. This is why I keep on referring to this pandemic. They saw what they could do with the general population of the planet when SARS hit. And I still to this day believe that they just looked at SARS and said, well, we can engineer something to our advantage. And the evidence is, to me, right, it's an Occam's razor situation, right? We can clearly define a migratory path with carelessness and everything else around lab leaks and everything else, right? And the timeline, there was the study done in America by the Republicans which highlighted this particular situation. Yet they still, as an Occam's razor, they still cannot come up with any viable evidence that it was cross-species transmitted. Right? So, really, it's an engineered virus. It was engineered to do one thing: wipe out the dumb people on the planet. People who don't want to wear masks, people who don't want to conform, people who don't want to take it up the arse. Anyway, we come back together in March 1920. We came back together. Okay, right. So you're with her. So you're not really sort of too pressured to try to repatriate with your loved one, which is a godsend, really. But I think prison sentences are better off if you can spend it with your partner. Wasn't for the sake of Aussies travelling, yeah. And now I go back and that's good. Yeah, so Fortress Oz. Anyway, I want to try to avoid the whole COVID debacle, because as soon as they start talking COVID, then of course they'll just red flag the video anyway. But this is what happens. You got to deal with the crap that goes on with YouTube. You're always, of course, you can still hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed here already. And of course, there is a super chat down there. If you like me dissing Australia, dissing the whole system, and dissing YouTube. The $3 I get from a YouTube video, is better off if I get a $5 super chat than to go, it's not so bad then. So I don't care if they red flag it. Fortress Oz. Expats, the foreign residents gave the news a caution welcome on social media, but experts say many Australians will remain cautious about booking travel for a year for fear of snap lockdowns or other disruptions here. So again, you got the safety over freedom. You've had your will sapped out of you for 18 months now. Right now, you're not even. Most of the Australians who might have decided to travel are now sort of saying, stuff that shit. They could impose a lockdown. I get stranded in Australia like the other 30,000 Australians. I better stay in. I better stay at home. I better conform. I better put my tinfoil hat on. I better get the idea. You got to live for today. Just deal with it. Plan for tomorrow, but live for today. Yeah, that big bus coming around the corner could totally wipe you out. Anyway, so what was it? A Lowly Institute poll in May showed that plurality of Australians backed the tough border restrictions measures with 41% of those in support, 18%. There you go, Jim. There we go. That's covered the. That's covered what? No, I just lost talking about covered on the video. Oh, hey, look at that! I forgot to put my background on. You can see my bedroom. See my man cave. Can't have that. Jeez, what am I doing? The newsroom. There we go. Put the newsroom on. Okay. Only 80% of fellow Australians should be free to leave. sheep. Somebody said last night on my Facebook, they sort of said that we were talking about the state of the fact that the Prime Minister is from Hillsong Church or something, that nefarious hippie fucking commune that they purport to be tax exempt. There's something like 18. There's 18 Hillsong parliamentarians in federal parliament now. Is that right? 18? Like a freaking hippie commune running the country. Sounds like a fucking hippie commune running the country now. Oh my God. Shoot, a lot of them. Right. Anyway. It has been a tradition, it has been a trading nation, but Cobbin has seen the nation turn the clock back. There's been a sense of paro. I don't even know what that freaking word is. What's that word? Never seen that word before. I don't even say it. Parachilism. Somebody who can help me out here. The management of affairs of a parish or by elected vestry of a patriarchal board. Okay, so even they're talking about the religion and politics should be banned. I'm sorry. And Dallo, thanks Dallo. I think that's something to do with parliament run by church. That has shaped the nation's response to COVID-19. The rest of the world may well be looking at this, thinking that Australians have changed fundamentally as a country. No, it's no longer a country; it's a prison camp. Sorry, run by police. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Australia has also added China's Sinovac biotech COVID-19 shot. And India made AstraZeneca to the list of approved jabs for overseas travel, and free paying foreign students. Okay, right. So they've taken on the Sinovac, which everybody else sort of said is a piece of waste of time. And it's rather expensive too, isn't that right? I believe it's one out of all the drugs, it's the most expensive one, cheapest to make and the most expensive to buy. There you go, China trying to rule in the world again. Mosquito, sorry. I think I need to turn my...
AstraZeneca is the next one in line, and there's a study that's just come out because everyone in Australia would rather have the Pfizer, and there's sort of like a high-so, low-so type opinion at Pfizer versus AstraZeneca. And the recent study has just come out, and I haven't gone in depth at it because I only got the flag this morning, and I've been flat stick getting stuff organised, and my brother turned up to get some stuff as soon as we started. But the AstraZeneca is coming out more effective and has a lasting longer effect.
Right.
So, and it's cheaper to purchase as well, above the Pfizer. So.
Yeah, I made inquiries. I made inquiries last week with the rollout here, because I heard somebody sort of tell me a couple of weeks ago sort of said they've shut down Bang Sue as a vaccination centre, and I hadn't seen Bang Sue mentioned in the news for quite some sort of time. So I reached out to them, and they actually replied. And they said, no, Bang Sue's still on. According to that document you said you've sent us, your second shot is due on October the 19th at 5 p.m. And we'll notify you before, the day before via SMS, the fact that everything's still confirmed. So that's probably my next bike ride. I'm riding, and I'm not going to drive in this time. Ride the bike in this time. So that's another moto vlog we'll be doing on the 19th. Probably take out, I don't know how that's going to work, because I'm going to probably go in midday. So it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon for you, Todd. If you're around, you can probably sort of see the ride into the city on Discord. But yeah, so that's my next outing on the bike, unless of course Bolt gets his headset done before then. But yeah, so what was the next article we got? So this one here amused me, and so it goes hand in hand with something else I've got here, which is not so much Australia focused, but this one here just caught my attention. CNN blocks access to its Facebook page in Australia. I don't know if anybody caught this article last week. I mean, all politicians should be atheists. Yes, well, we can always hope, can't we? Was it Andy Stubbs? I've seen a vid of the Polish government outside of the Australian embassy. You saw that. You sent me that one this morning. Unfortunately, I couldn't use it because basically it's I can't keep up with the subtitles. It goes too fast. I'm pausing it every 5 seconds to read the subtitles, and it's in Polish. But yeah. It's an absolute sort of slap in the face. Australia is the laughing stock of the rest of the world at the moment, and this one here just goes to prove that the Murdoch empire doesn't want competition. CNN, Sydney CNN blocked access to its Facebook page in Australia after court ruled media companies were liable for defamatory user comments on their stories. Really?
Yep.
Really? Anybody with a fake account can come and make a comment and then be held for defamation. The company page can be held for defamation. How does that work?
As part of the editorial.
Yeah. Okay. So, CNN get around that by they just have to somebody just monitor their Facebook page and delete those comments. I know it's a job for somebody,
Right.
but that's what you're going to do. Yeah. But anybody, if you look at the terms and conditions of Facebook, you are liable for that anyway. Keep it clean or get out of here. And they'll like I know with me and Sonny and me, we started a Facebook page together last year, and there was one post that we reposted, which had that page taken down. Yet that post that we posted, it was from another freaking page, which is still up. How does that shit work? Facebook, they are, yeah. Again, we can talk about this all day, right? If you really want a sort of an unfettered news story, there is a system out there away from Facebook, and I don't think I've made mention to this too many people, but Minds, right? I don't know if you're familiar with this one here. Minds is a social platform, a social network that everybody can actually earn money from if you're doing good articles, right? It is blockchain, right? It's a slick-looking production. Yes, this is my page, of course. I post my videos onto this page as well. But you got your news feed. It's hashtagged. You can connect your Bitcoin wallet to it. You can just things that get the idea. It's totally outside the purview of the big player called Facebook. Still seems to capture all the latest news and everything else. If you want to get out of Facebook, I can highly recommend that Minds is the way to go. People have like Minds. Use Minds. There you go. Bit of a plug for Minds. So there you go. No, I'm still trying to set up my wallets. So that's why mine's not plugged in. But I've been using Minds for a couple of years now. I'm still trying to get through the NYC bullshit because unfortunately I have difficulties because I'm an Australian living in another country. They detect I'm from Thailand, so they want a Thai ID card so they can put me in the Thai taxation system. I'm trying to explain them. I said, I'm in the Australian taxation system, right? Here's my passport. You're a minority that they don't work with very well. This takes a while to go through. I got my Coinbase account up and running at least anyway. But anyway, moving right along. Yeah, I guess CNN blocks access. High Court upheld a ruling earlier this month that held media companies responsible for user comments on a story, opening them to potential prosecution under the country's heavy defamation laws. Right, so you can't even have a dissenting voice anymore. You know, if somebody deems the fact that you called them I think there was called them a sort of a pig shoveler. Right, they could have you up in court, you know. Or your only defence is like, I'm going to retract that statement. You're no longer fit to shovel shit. There you go. Is that defamation still? I don't know. I know that was done in Parliament a few years ago. I think so there was something that made the news about 10 years ago. One of the parliamentarians sort of says, "I'm sorry, in my opinion, the honourable sort of something or other is only fit to shovel shit in the pig farm." And then they objected to it, and then they retracted it. Okay, such and such honourable member is no longer fit to shovel shit in a pig farm, which is even worse than the first comment. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? We are disappointed that Facebook once again has failed to ensure its platform. Facebook, CNN wanted Facebook to fix the problem. Well, that's of course that's CNN just being idiots who they are, trying to take on the Gestapo, the mind control system. Facebook announced in March that publishers would be able to turn off comments for specific posts, but that has not introduced the page-wide feature sought by CNN. So you've got a certain amount of control. But my point is the fact that this is we don't see any other country. We see the Australian legal system enforcing these defamation laws on something that really is effectively anybody can bring down a company like CNN if CNN just forget to do something that is their due diligence. What's happening to the country? I'm glad I'm not there, that's for certain. Anyway, I did have this article I wanted to sort of open up. What is happening to the world these days? Way forward machine, Ars Technica. I don't know if you subscribe to this news rag. It's an interesting technical glimpse of the future. Imagine a future without access to knowledge. I thought this one just caught my thing. It was another little video. We could. What could the future of the internet look like? With places like Facebook and everything else. It's happening more and more. People are posting articles on Facebook. As soon as you click on the article, you're gonna have to pay money to read it. What the? Sorry. What could with the digital world of the 21st century becoming part of the pit of unwanted ads, tracking, paywalls, unsafe content, legal threats, way forward machine has a dystopian picture in mind behind the clickbaity name. Way forward machine is an apparent attempt by the Internet Archive to preview the chaos the World Wide Web is about to become. Again, look, let me see if I can get this article up there for you so you can read it yourself. I'm not going to go through the whole article. Where are we? So if we go there, I will link the article below. But I did like this little bit here. They've actually got some nice little picture clips here, trying to give you a bit of a snapshot, but of course they did it with a little bit of a snapshot here, loading the internet, travelling forward, a glimpse of the future, classified content, leave the website, divulge personal details, this business no longer exists, the website, could you imagine just clicking on a link and going through this bullshit, in the future? It's getting that way now. It is absolutely ridiculous, I don't know how we're going to get past it. Go on.
I noticed I was looking at rentals in Thailand this week, and I was looking at the Fazwaz page, and you can see the thumbnail stuff and the little bit of information about places, but if you click on it, you have to sign up with some kind of account.
Yeah.
Either Facebook account or some Google account or whatever, just to get the details to rent a condo.
Yeah,
no.
That's all that's what us be. We've unfortunately, this just stems from the fact that 20 years ago, the internet was a geek haven. Like 30 years ago, 20 years ago was only 2000, wasn't it? Jesus. We were quite actively on the net. I had my first website up in 1998. God, where's the world? Where's the years gone? Stephen Monash is here. G'day, Stephen Monash. Come and join us, as long as you don't talk about watches. Boss and I have agreed. Boss and I have agreed, however, the point of difference is the ABC is fully funded by taxpayers, and should be a balance there. I think there was also something recently I was talking about the fact that Australian governments allowed the Murdoch empire to basically demand Google and other big players some sort of kickback from the traffic that they send to their websites. Well, if you build your website and monetize your website properly, that should be able to build your audience properly without getting kickbacks from the likes of Google. But again, the world is run on clickbait now, unfortunately. And I need to get my thumbnails better clickbaity too. I got to get Chanya in a bikini. Much to her disapproval. But yeah,
I
the world.
Just borrowed that bikini T-shirt and put that on when I go riding.
Right. Okay.
Just an idea.
May have to hijack a plane gun to pilot's head. Okay, well, I'm not quite sure whether if there was a bus to Bangkok going. Stephen's waiting for the actual undersea tunnel to be built through Indonesia to drive to Thailand lately. That was one of the things that Stephen wants to see done. We're going to talk to Musk about his boring company. I'm pretty sure that it'll happen within probably not in our lifetime, but yeah. What have we got going on the chat? So we've dissed Australia. You're about to get out of prison. Mark's out of prison. Who else is leaving prison? Robert Groves left prison last year. Lucky him. Who else have we got that's stuck in prison over there that can't get out? I'll wait going to Thailand. Methinks stuff that. Andy, the government here are planning a lot of changes starting in November, for November the 1st, so watch the space, Andy. Yeah, I think we've put that up before. They've got some new plans. They've got lots and lots of plans, but a lot of the stuff seems to get delayed. This is the thing, the whole opening here in Thailand is hinged around this 80% vaccination numbers, and I think I talked about it last week. I can't remember when I talked about it. It was on Discord. I forget about when I talk things. Talk whether I'm talking on Discord, talking on live stream. I think I'm suffering from Alzheimer's.
Not yet.
Three years ago, Robert. Sorry. God, time flies. Shannon, he's out of there in 10 days. Yay. Niall and where's Niall? Niall? Hey,
yeah,
Niall.
Niall's just joined us.
Has he? We're just scrolling back. Oh, okay. So it popped up after you said that. Okay. Weird. I'm looking at the top chat on Streamlabs rather than the top chat on the thing, and it basically there. So he said hello first, and it came in after you said hello to him. What?
I'm going cross-eyed. I'm watching three things at once, just making sure everyone's.
Yeah. So where are you going to, Shannon? So where are you going? Are you coming to Thailand or going somewhere else? So Niall was out visiting sort of Susie. Was it this week or last week? Tagged me in a photo with Susie there. I was tagged a photo of Susie with my name. So anyway, so I'm missing Susie. Hopefully I will get back there as soon as I got my second shot. Basically, watch out Bangkok. I'll start going back in again. Niall lives in the old areas of Van Nut. The old areas of Van Nut, yeah. Read that too fast. Thought that Stephen Munno said that I lived on his nuts.
He's nuts.
Oh my God. Phuket for 7 days. Okay, so it's Phuket for 7 days and on to Jomtien. Okay, nice one. He gets another escapee.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, Stephen Monash. Well, he's resigned himself to being an inmate for the rest of his life. I don't think he's ever going to leave Australia. Keeps threatening, but he's just not brave enough anymore. I think that's the thing, was it? He likes his safety.
Well, the journey just takes one step forward. That's all we need.
No, how many extra stations out past on Nut are there? Don't worry, don't ask me about that eastern line. I've got no idea. So what else has got going on here? I'm going to have to do some more of those 1 minute clips, the little short stuff. Aussie and Thailand. I'm here on the Gold Coast where I only really have to wear a mask. Only really have to wear masks, mate. I hope you're good. Yeah, I said we're good here. Like, I've got no problem wearing a mask. You're supposed to change these masks daily, but who gives a shit about that shit? I'll probably change them once a week. It's more of a sort of a compliance. But again, I don't let it worry. I don't let it detract from the fact that Thailand is fairly good. Wearing them, going up the road on the scooter, mask on, cap on, no helmet. I'm living the Thai life. There you go. If only they made helmets as ubiquitous as masks, we might see a lesser death toll on the roads. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, year 2007, it was as far as you could go, yeah. A little bit of conversation about the Bangkok BTS. They extended that line. Okay, I'm just having a mental blank there. What happened? I've completely... That's right, I completely lost the track of what I was talking about. So we've dissed Australia, we've talked about it. Oh, by the way, okay, I'll be streaming with Bangkok Pat tonight. So Bangkok Pat, his channel, he's got an 8 o'clock stream tonight. I said I'd give him a bit of a plug. Where is it? Bangkok Pat. There we go, open a new tab. This channel is really sort of doing quite well now. If you haven't plugged into Bangkok Pat's channel before, I'd highly recommend you should. But he's got an 8 o'clock stream tonight. He said, come on, let's just have some fun. So I can be my kooky self. I won't feel like I just got out of bed. I might be a little bit more witty. Who knows? And he'll be running the show, not me. So I won't be talking as much. I should really hand the show off to Todd right now. let him run the show for a bit.
I can talk about my packing and what I'm planning to do and everything like that. Well, I booked my my ASQ this morning. I booked my accommodation after that this morning.
Mm-hmm.
There's a list that is twice the length of my arm that I've got to get through. Yeah, so it's now full steam ahead. But they're all nitty-gritty things. Like, I think the best thing you can do is take a snapshot of my background, because I don't have the technological thing to put a fake background in, and you'll slowly over the next couple of Saturdays see things disappear in the background as the walls get cleared out and the furniture starts going. So
so we got the bookshelf there. We'll see the bookshelf get cleared out. The gramophone. That looks like
a gramophone.
That looks like a collector's piece. That's something you should send to Thailand. You know.
That is a collector's piece. I've got my Japanese tanzu on the other side. I've got a couple of Japanese antiques on top of that from my time in Japan. So, it'll slowly disappear, or rather quickly disappear. But you'll start seeing blank walls as things get organised.
Fair enough. It'll be interesting to see it all go. And you're going for all the 2 30-kilogram suitcases, are you?
That's correct. Yeah. So I'm actually going to buy some motorbike equipment here. You and I have discussed that in regards to helmets. I just want to make sure I get a helmet that fits correctly for the long rides. Looking at getting the Neotech too. Cody and I spoke about that at length, and attach that with the Sena. I think it's the Sena V2 or something like that, which is the Bluetooth intercom. And the good thing about the Sena V2 is that it meshes universally.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what other intercom systems are working on other people's helmets, it'll pick up on them. So the live ride through Discord that you guys discussed earlier, it'll be easy to connect with the devices through that system.
Yeah, we don't use. Well, of course,
I'm going to get.
Yeah, the Discord doesn't use the mesh, but that's beside the point. You know, as long as you've got Bluetooth to your phone.
But I'll be able to. Yeah, I'll be able to Bluetooth into Discord, still chat elsewhere. And one idea that we were talking about is possibly doing a sat track of our ride as we go along, and I can then interact with that and incorporate that with the live ride and post-production, so you can actually see us on a sat track where we're actually located on a map system.
Something like that.
So the centre can incorporate that, and I can use Siri, because as everyone knows, I'm an iOS user. I can tell her that, okay, plot us here, plot us there, and she'll be able to do that straight through the centre. So it does have options. So I'll get some mesh jeans. I'll get one set of mesh jeans from riding. They're the I don't know whether I'll get the carbon fibre one, or there's another material in the denim that another company's making at the moment. But I just want one pair of riding jeans. You can put some little thin Kevlar knee pads in, and I've already got my riding boots, and the rest is going to be 1 or 2 pairs of shorts and 1 or 2 t-shirts, and that will be it. And a few personal belongings. I'll bring a couple of sort of unique Japanese things, and my shaver. I don't know whether to get rid of the beard. Maybe we can do a poll. Keep the beard, or
keep the beard.
Not have the beard.
Well, if you're living in Thailand, I, even though I had the goatee last year at the beginning of the outbreak, and I took it off. The thing is that I took it off basically because of the fact that the mask didn't fit over the goatee, properly. So it was pretty pointless having a mask anyway, because it's got all the air gap around it, because it's not a very good filter. But the other thing is, I noticed the fact that when I had the beard in 2009, before I met Chanya, I remember that the downside of having the beard is you're always scratching. It's never. There's always this comfort level. And although I should have to shave for twice a day, then keep it trimmed. Thai people actually like clean-shaven faces. There's something about Thai people. It is a part of their culture. There is Bolt could probably give better explanation on that one as well, but it's considered the fact that you're hiding sort of something. You're hiding behind, because most Thais don't really grow a beard. Generally sort of on a genetics level. Okay. What are those? I don't know what's going on there. Oh, maybe that's the. They are. That's right. They're already hidden. Oh, you did it. Oh, good on you. You beat me to it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I think because the fact that it comes up quicker there than it does down there.
Yeah, Gravesy reckon I should shave it, and it's really interesting. I've been in warm countries with my beard, and I've never seemed to have an issue wearing it, and it's sort of left over from my my military days, and it's sort of. But if I'm starting afresh, I might as well get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether I'll look 10 years younger or 10 years older. I've not sort of had it off for quite a few years now, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
so,
I like Stephen's comment here. If you Bluetooth to your sat track, then Google Map it to your SMS, and then Snapchat it to your TikTok, it should work. I think he just likes using technical words because I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. No, he's got no idea what he's talking about.
It sounded good, yeah. Sounds like
yeah, it sounded
good, yeah. Somehow I just don't think it's going to work, but yeah.
For a start, I don't have a TikTok account, so no, won't happen.
What's the chance?
I don't dance too well, so.
What's the chance of Queensland going to lockdown after the grand final? What? They go into lockdown if they lose, or
NRL.
what? If they lose or they win, they'll lock down if they win or lock down if they lose.
I don't know. Well, I don't even know who's playing in the NRL grand final. I haven't even kept up with the NRL.
Guys running around on grass and I've said this before. Guys running around a football field in tight shorts. Yeah. This is something I can do without. No, that's AFL.
Well, Queensland and Queensland and WA are the only two states that are going the zero COVID way. So they're locked. They're locked. They're not letting people across the borders and everything like that. So who's playing Penrith and South Sydney? So they're playing in Queensland. They're not even Queensland teams. So
South and Penrith, okay. I thought South was Wooden Spooners, aren't they? Wasn't South Wooden Spooners a couple of years ago?
Well, they were, and then Russell Crowe saved the club and everything like that because they were going to merge and everything. But South Sydney's a perennial underdog, so I'll go South Sydney's. But Panthers haven't been there for a while. But who knows? Who knows? I haven't followed NRL this year, so.
Yeah, Stephen's sort of telling me Western Australia have to wear masks now when they watch the TV.
I doubt that.
All the rugby is being played in Australia, yeah. Not sure how many years. Yeah. No, not for many years. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just don't. I've never like I played football, rugby for from under rates through to the under 13s. I think our coach was the guy. Our coach was Harold Blinkhorn. I don't know if you really followed rugby, through the 60s and 70s, but Harold Blinkhorn was, I think, a full forward for North Sydney. He was very well known in the 60s for rugby. He was our coach. For the 7 years I played rugby, well, the rugby league that is, played league. We won 6 of the 7 premierships for the for our division across Sydney, because he had a really good teaching style. You know, get that ball out, get that ball. I even used to watch the, I just remember playing and what we did to win premierships, right? And we won 6 premierships out of 7. Right, the 7th one we actually lost the grand final. We were in the knockout comp. We were pretty much top of the league, but just that grand final was just something. I think we lost by three points or 3. Like I think as a field goal or something was made. Anyway, not going to go into it. It's so long ago. But the reason why we won is, we moved the ball, and I watch these people playing the rugby now, and I'm going, get that freaking ball out to your wing. That's what you got a wing for. Get it out. Stop trying to be a freaking damn tank. Get the people who can move the ball out to the end and run it up the field. But they don't do that shit anymore. Harold needs to go and teach them. But anyway, we won because we moved the ball.
That's why I tried all sorts. I even tried American football during my younger years. Gave that a go. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, that's a rough game.
Well, no, I think rougher. Like when I lived in Scotland, of course, I started playing rugby union in Scotland, and they didn't really, because I was only 15 or 16 when I joined the union side, but they had like their lowest division was 18-year-olds, or don't get me. Don't hold me to ground on that. There's something, but everybody else, like I'm 16 years old, in amongst these bloody Scottish tanks who are all 18 years old. They were brick shithouses. They really were, and because I was light on my feet in those days, they put me as hooker, and I was pretty good on the hooker. But God, in those scrums, like every time we scrummed down, bang! It felt like I'm just crunch. I had not the helmet on, but I had the padding around my head, but God, it's like braining yourself every scrum. I still won. I won a fair share of scrums, but God Almighty, those guys were bloody. They were Neanderthals.
Growing up on haggis and porridge.
Yeah, haggis and porridge. That's not how you eat porridge. But yeah. Was that? Yes, it was us, Maggie's. That was us. Yeah. See, it looks like Robert knows his stuff. Warren's clothes were as clean when he went off. His boots lasted for 10 years. I don't know what that means. Anyway, fellas, there were 2 kinds of people in this world: those who think the government does things to their best, and those who think, they are exactly. Give you a plus on, it's like a thumb up on that one there for fidelity. That's exactly the way it works. Unfortunately, there's no IQ test for anybody in government. That's just far. There's just no IQs in government. You could be a complete Neanderthal as long as you get the people voting for you. That's it. You're in. You get a pension for life. They should have at least a mandate for an IQ of 120 in Parliament. That would sort of cut out about 80% of the parliamentarians out there. Cut them all in quarters down low, made sure the players did not drink. Yeah, I remember sort of doing the football. Half time you'd get the little slices of orange and water. And is that what you're talking about, was it? That's the other. Of course, there's always two. Freaking bots. I wonder if there's a timing thing on it as well. I'd like to sort of go back on those previous videos and see what the timing is, to see when they sort of come up. There should be a filter, but as soon as they introduce a filter, there'd be. So I can't filter the name in any way. Can I? No, I don't think I can filter the name out. Andy Stubbs repost. How could Australia go from Crocodile Dean to Joe? I have no idea. That is the question. I think that's the empirical question that we're going to be asking ourselves when all this bloody pandemic shit is over. People just give up their freedom for security. You know, unfortunately, you give up one, you give up both. That's it. It's happened in the past. It's been. It's like history. Unfortunately, nobody gets taught history anymore, do they? You can see it world over. You know, the history of the world. This safety versus freedom. It's never worked. They continue to push it, and unfortunately, you know, the more they push the freedom, pushes the security issue, the more you give up. It's just the way it goes. I was in after dinner mentions, just after I stopped crying about getting a trophy for 10. Okay. For the best orange boy. Okay. Okay. Right.
Yep.
I got to start reading the top chat so I see it in order. Aussie entire war, and the governments don't want this over. They want to lose. They will lose power. Yes. I think people just got to be forced to watch that. What was that series we watched recently? The Man in the High Castle. They need to watch that series called The Man in the High Castle. A bit of a snapshot of it, like, you know, this is what we're going through now, guys, and you know, you basically let it all happen. Yeah. We need to form a resistance movement. There we go. So the Calista Liberation Front.
No.
That's it.
Sons of Arthritis, ibuprofen chapter.
I was thinking. I said there is a stronger because I have it here. I don't use ibuprofen. What is it? It's celecoxib. 200 milligrams.
Well, you can't put that in the back of your motorbike.
Yes, that's it. People won't know what it means.
Celecoxib chapter.
Celecoxib, yeah, it's just a stronger anti-inflammatory than ibuprofen. I think on the lever you got paracetamol, you got ibuprofen, and you got that one there, which is better for old people that have, you know, that need it. I don't take them every day. I just take them when I feel like, oh God, you know, I need to loosen up. I take one of those things and do some yoga for an hour. That does me, and it gets me right for 3 to 5 days, and I'll probably have to do rinse and repeat once a week. The one time it did play, I fell over on the way out of the change rooms and then kicked the ball the wrong way. My father disowned me. Yeah. We'll just talk about football today. There you go.
Oh.
And I'm just not a footballer. That's it. You were a born athlete then, Stephen. Yes. No, he's not an athlete. He's one of those thinking people, you know, the intellectual. Steve is not an athlete. He's an intellectual. I was trying to think of thinking people. God, I'm having brain farts today. Oh my God. As Todd would say, get your words out. Oh, by the way, that was the other thing. She has picked a bed. Oh no, she's taken a photo of the bed yet. This is coming to a bedroom near us. Very sure photos. So she put a picture up of it. Yeah, okay. This looks like it here. This one. Right. So.
As long as it's not an IKEA version where you have to put it together, Wazza. That's the whole thing.
There we go. So. This is what she's ordering today. No, it's not 55,000 baht. We're not taking the wardrobe, but she's getting everything else that comes with the dresser, the side. I don't know where she's going to put these side tables, honestly. You know, but it's a king size. Oh God, this is going to give me nightmares every night when I go to bed. I hope she doesn't think he's going to put a chandelier in there as well. Oh my God. No, not even sharing with you, sort of.
Wow. Wow. Really?
Yeah,
try and sleep there.
Yeah. So without the
You're
cupboard,
going to be putting a mattress in the computer room.
I've been to the Palace of Versailles. I think you might be in the running for that.
oh my God, yes, a 6-piece. Like she's not taking the
It's got
cupboard. Go on.
John's ensuite.
Yeah. So look, I've just sort of said, look, whatever, darling. I still got a feeling that the bed head is not going to fit on the wall, and of course what I'm going to do, that's going to even cover the pictures we got on the wall as well, because that's currently on the wall already. But anyway, look, it's her dream. I think 45,000 baht we pay for it because we're not taking the wardrobe. But yeah, this is going to arrive in 3 to 5 days. I don't know. Oh my God. See what I got to live with, guys? Do you feel sorry for me? You need to super chat me and make me feel good. I'm going to put up with this the rest of my life. But anyway.
Well, you don't see it when your eyes are closed, so
well, that's
you've
it.
got to try and turn it into a positive.
Like Paul said, it looks like a royal bed. Yeah. Literally kill me now. Yes. when you, Andy's still playing golf in Melbourne. Very tactful, not the slightest. Unbelievable. Boss number was you might have to sleep in the other. I may well do if I start having nightmares. Oh my God. Just need some bright green sheets to match up with the bed. I'm sure the sheets will be pink. Don't you worry. She's going to get. It's going to be the pink room. Oh my God. She's got a plan. She's got a plan. I don't know what the plan is, but I'm starting to get scared. Anyway, I thought you might amuse you guys for a bit there. It's all right. I just had to share that. It's all good.
Wow.
6 hotties for 55,900. I suppose that's what we can do now. I suppose it's a half hour to go. Where's our Twitter feed gone to? Twitter feed. Twitter. There we go. There's my Twitter feed around Thailand. Let's see what's happening around Thailand. Let me just refresh of that. Share it back to the group. Where are we going? Not LinkedIn. Back. Twitter feed. That's it. Go live there. Okay, and then we'll throw us back up there. There's no easy way to do this part of it, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. Okay. Look, this is what we have to deal with here in Thailand. Monkeys helping themselves to the coffee shop.
Well, they need wake-up juice as well.
They do, don't they? Yes. What do you do in that situation? Honestly, what do you honestly do in that situation? But it's going for the till now. It doesn't
I'd
want
rather
money.
have the monkey than all the zombies that I saw running around today.
Yeah. Okay, so moving right along, if you want to find some of these, this is the arsehole. Oh, we got Stick Boy Babe. What do we got here? Oh, cutie.
Cute.
Kitchen
Very
cutie.
cute.
There we go. Yeah. What else have we got going on here in the round Thailand today? These are all as far. Yeah. Chonburi new confirmed cases. 638 new confirmed cases in Chonburi. That's where Pat here is, if you don't recall. Asia now. Peer positive sending business owner 120 million baht. That'd be a bit of a shock. 120 million baht electricity bill.
Really? Yeah.
A large haul of guns seized. Yeah, so we have a gun problem here. Looks promising. Market messages seemingly sold. What? Rescued from being sold to restaurants? What? Catching monkeys to sell to restaurants? What is this? Long-tailed marquets. That's a monkey, by the way. Smuggling to it was revealed that they researched from the animal smuggling gang that we used to route this with wild monkeys to local restaurants that feature wild animals in their signature dishes. Really? Yeah. Okay. Gross. I don't know, maybe they taste good. I don't know. Let's just make those pictures a bit bigger. Okay. Thailand startup. So now tuk-tuk. Does Thailand have? Thailand has strict gun laws for foreigners. Foreigners not allowed to own a gun. Foreigners not even allowed to own a BB gun, from my understanding, because they look like a gun. But that's my understanding. But from what I've heard on the grapevine in the more darker areas of the web, they're fairly easy to get a hold of, and a number of expats do have ownership of illegal guns. Well, they may be in their wife's name. Might be more to the point. But yeah, we don't have one. I don't see the point of a gun. I'm a bit anti-gun myself. But it does go on. There are now 91 national parks out of 155 across Thailand that are now open to public. Okay, there you go. Local COVID news. 99 baht bus to breakfast. Where to eat in Bangkok. There you go. The Red Line, Sukhumvit 13. That's just down from Susie's. Yeah. Not that I'm ever in Bangkok in the morning to eat a breakfast, but yeah. Here we go. We got a cutie here. Want to be my boyfriend? Jill from Repent Bar. Right. You'll have to be repenting if you take on her. Repenting to the higher deities. Richard Burrow, King Rama V ordered 10 rear-loading guns from W.G. Armstrong and Co. in England in 1892. They were called the disappearing guns because they only came out of the pit to fire, and then the recall forced the gun back where it came from. Okay. 3 of them were put into this fort. I don't know where the fort is. Does he give us? He's not even giving a link. Probably got to go to the website for that one. Well, I think I know where this fort is. Where is it? Google Maps. I think. Yeah, that's right. I think one of my fellow vloggers from England, Ian Black. I think he's been there. It's one of the places I do. Well, this is a place we need to do a ride to, by the way. It's on the western side, so it's definitely sort of rideable. We've been to this. Yeah, that's the fort, but we went down here further. There's a. Is it here? Oh no. Was it? Well, now I'm lost. I know we went down here somewhere. There's a Naval Historical Park. We went here on one ride. They got this HMS May Klong. We walked through that, and I did a video of that a couple of years ago. But yeah, so but yeah, this is a little fort. You know, it's another little tourist attraction. I have to go out there and check that out. It's public. Yeah, public can go there. You like to park the bikes here and then walk around. But it's worth a look. You know, historical sites. Where are we going to? Okay. The baht continues dropping against it. Oh, is it? What have we got today? What do we got for a price today? Australian dollar. Oh, come on, get rid of the bloody ads. Chart. Oh, okay, 20. Actually, Australian dollar went to 20. That's New Zealand dollar. Sorry, let me just try the Australian dollar. Would be helpful.
I got 24.4.
Yeah, we got 24.6. I think Thursday or Wednesday this week. But currently we've got 20. We're currently at 24.46 for 24.47. But I think the US dollar is still continuing to climb. What's the US dollar looking? Oh no, the US dollar's hit their peak and it's gone down a bit as well. So it's a little bit of recovery on the market there, but yeah, it is still continuing to drop all over the place. Oh, in. The koalas taste a bit like chicken. Somebody's mentioned, what do we got? Bitcoin pricing. Okay, let's have a look at that. CoinGecko. What do we got for? What's the chart look like? Okay, Bitcoin has jumped up a bit.
10%. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gone up 10% because it went down. Yeah. Yep. Okay. What else have we got? We'll have to go and find some pretty girls. Okay, let's have a look at the pretty girls. We've got to take a look at the pretty girls, and that's a very unflattering shot. You see what she had for breakfast.
Just reminded me of the movie Footloose. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, when you got to cut
Quang.
loose, you got to cut loose.
Quang, she's actually got a jumper on. There you go. You didn't really think it was cold in Thailand. Could you afford me? I don't know. We're not beating around the bush with that one. Wow, Phi in her bikini from Bikini Phi. Looks pretty cute. Ready Preem from Modbar. Yeah, we can just look at the photos, but I think doing it this way we can actually see their names. This one here looks like a bit of a gift. Oh, she's got no Christmas wrapping on. She comes unwrapped.
No.
Oh well. Pim from Love a Go-Go, Lady Love a Go-Go, yes. And this one here, a lovely Hooters girl. Want Som as in orange.
Okay.
Nana at Toy Box. Nana. Hello, Nana. Kia. Who else we got? We got Nightclub, Walking Street, both no names. Sorry. They got too many clothes on, sorry. Want to get wild? Gib. Just tell me when you want to stop. I'll stop anytime you want. If you don't want to see these, just tell me just to stop. Cheeky girl, pin up a go-go, Walking Street. There we go. This one here. How would you say that? Om with Thai Bikini Mafia. Oh, this one here needs a breast job. Numnim or Numnim. Nom nom. Yeah, okay, Jungle Bar. Imagine these hotties serving you on Thai Airways. Yes, we could imagine that. Japanese love them. We don't really use koalas. We just tell them that followed by those dolphins. Numb nuts. Yeah, okay. Lek from Queen Club. Yes, Lek. She's little. Yo-Yo. I think Bolt's done a video of Thai names. It's one of 3 or 4 videos back in his channel. He does a bit of a look at Thai names. You should check that video out, which is quite interesting, where these names and the naming conventions come from and how they come up with the shit. I was quite entertained by his discussion of Thai names, and I won't try to emulate, because he's much cleverer than me when it comes to that shit than I am. Gio from Repent Bar, yes, Gio. Yeah.
Someone's going fishing.
That's a dress she's almost wearing. Nice dress she's almost wearing. What's it? Ern from Fahrenheit a Kogo. Well, you can see what she's had for breakfast.
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful Prim from Koi LK Metro. Soy from Pim Queen Club Soy LK Metro. It's one place I've never actually been in, Pattaya. We have to do a Pattaya run as well sometime too, just to cruise the streets with the cam on for our followers.
That would have to be a Discord only trip, I think.
Yeah, that would. Well, we'll probably do little bits,
Yeah.
Come inside. Okay. Like we're going to stop it there. Like they'll ban my channel. For fraudster arrested in Charm after carrying 1.4 million baht con. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Amazing Thailand. I was hopefully going to, because I normally repost the numbers, but it's not really showing up here because only 2 hours ago. New cases. I'm looking for the one that does the posting of how the vaccine rollout's going out. So we've got 87 deaths. So today, 87 deaths today. So we've got below. This is the first time below 3-figure deaths in Thailand. So that's good news. Green light for red lights. The arrest of non-Kai cows for us and continent. Yeah, okay, right. They're cracking down on what do you call it? That website that OnlyFans or something. She's quite openly sort of portraying her body on OnlyFans, and the government doesn't like it. Her body, she can do what she wants with it, as long as she pays her taxes.
Yeah.
Collecting illegal firearms. No, I'm not not getting the vaccine numbers today. Because this whole thing the whole vaccine numbers hinges on the 80% vaccination, which is looking good for some provinces like Bangkok. They're sort of saying they should hit 80% vaccination by mid-October, mid to end of October. They expect Bangkok province, but Nakhon Pantom's nowhere near that. Northamburi's nowhere near that. Chonburi's nowhere near that. Chonburi might be. You get the idea. But you get places like Trat and Chiang Mai and Nan up north, which is where all the legal border crossing goes. They got nowhere near. They haven't even got 20% rolled out done up there. The overall country is not protected, and there's no province borders. So free travel between. It's a recipe that's just going to backfire on them, as far as I'm concerned.
I think if they're not open by December 1st, I'll put it off until next year at the end of the year.
I think the only safe bet to making a booking now, if you're making bookings now, is looking at Q2 next year. But err on the side of caution.
Yeah, but that's when it's hot.
Yeah, I suppose Songkran's pretty cool. Ramsey, okay. I'm not getting any numbers. Normally get the numbers. Gold shop robbery, nothing much interest. Yeah. Apart from the pretty girls, I think we're done with that shit. So. Yeah. Anyway, moving right on the Discord only trip. That's right. Yes. Yes. SM. We keep going up and down. Hey guys, just a little reminder to click on the like button. Blah blah. When humidity goes down, cases go up. When humidity goes up, cases go down. I don't know. Is that I don't know if there's any evidence supporting that at the moment, is there?
No.
Free travel, good old days. Expect nothing less from Mayor Graves. Anyway, so we've got 10 minutes to go out. Any questions? Like I said, I'm having mental blanks today. I think there's too much other going on. Too many other things going on in my life. I've got to think about a pink bed. Just the thought is doing my head in.
Looked at Home Pro for the basic IKEA version for my place, and it's just basic beechwood bedroom suite.
Psycho.
Yep.
Psycho got on last night.
I'm getting that.
Psycho was chatting to me last night on Discord. And he said it's the first time he's ever been to IKEA, and he says he's never going back again. He didn't know about this the IKEA format where it's a single path through the whole store and you go past everything. Little do you know, IKEA, you're best to do the IKEA shopping online and just go straight to the warehouse dispatch. If he'd known that, we should have told him, but he didn't tell us he was going. Actually, I did tell us he was going. I just assume everybody knows how IKEA works. He said he also had the.
Did the same thing.
He had the.
Went one time, never going back.
He had the Swedish meatballs. He said expensive and not all that tasty. So even the IKEA food's no good. I didn't find the IKEA food bad in Australia. Mind you, we're comparing Australian cuisine with IKEA food. I think it was actually quite okay. But then, of course, you come to Thailand. Guess what? The food in IKEA in Thailand is still the same as what you get in Australia, and it is not all that good compared to Thai food at half the price. So don't bother with the food stuff. It's just a waste of time. But it is part of their signature, so there you go.
Yeah.
Right, Fidelity Cresta. The protected need to be protected from the unprotected by force, and the unprotected to use the protection that didn't protect the protected. Exactly. Have you managed to clear the spare room? Well, as I said, that'll happen. That means somebody. I'm not going to do the lifting. Funny, somebody else can lift that shit up. God, we've got space in there to move the stuff in. It's all right. We've done a bit of a clean up in there. And over the next day or so, I'll start working shit out. Barbie themed bedroom. What could be nicer? Okay. What was that song?
I'm a Barbie girl.
In the Barbie world. What was that from? What was that from? Who sang that?
I don't know.
Now
it's going to be in my head for the rest of the day.
That's right, yeah, it's in my head now. Oh my god! You mean I'm going to go look it up, aren't I?
Aqua. Thank you.
Aqua.
Thank
That's
you,
it.
Stewie.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay, Aqua. So I knew somebody would get it. So we'll call it the Aqua Room. We'll get the actual band on the door or something. The Aqua Room. Right next to the man cave. Even if I just print something out, I'm going to make something. Just to Give it the shits.
Just make sure you save the wombat. Save the wombat. Keep the wombat separate. From
Well,
that.
the
I don't want
wombat can
the
go in
wombat
this.
can't see that.
Well, actually, the wombat's on her dresser in the big room, you know.
Okay.
So there you go.
The wombat's innocent. You can't let the wombat see that sort of stuff.
I know. Yes. I don't know. Did they send the wombat yet? I don't know because it only went out to the patrons, didn't it?
No, they haven't. But that's right. We can bring that up next week. I'm preempting.
Oh, they got 5 minutes. Let me see if I can find it for them. You know, I'm sure they want to see it. Where are we? Go to my videos. Quick. Go to my videos.
Disco style chandelier, Dowlow. I don't know. Because I don't think Chanya's got the chandelier in yet, has she, mate?
What's that?
Well, Chanya was shopping for the chandelier for the stairs.
Oh no, we haven't got a
Big ones
chandelier
in
yet. No, this is something that's still coming. Yeah. So
So
okay.
Dowlow, yeah, possibly. Disco chandelier, maybe on the deck.
Okay, so let me just go full screen. This is this was from Todd.
Here you go, Grovesy. Here you go, Mayor.
My mate Todd has sent me something from Australia. Darling, where you? Darling, come on, come here. Open the box. Open the box. Come, darling, quick. Oh, you're very slow. Come on, it's a gift. Open, quick. Only have 50 seconds on the box. Come on. What is this? It's a wombat. It's a wombat. Oh my God. What you have now?
Nice.
You sure? Cuddly. Oh my God. Not a panda. It's a wombat.
Look like you, Revare.
It looks like me. Yeah, that'll get shown to the rest of the world in probably a week or so when I release it. Yeah, certain things our members and our Patreons and our Discord crew get to see is a few of these things when they get put up, not when they get the release to the public. One of those little benefits you guys, the special people get. But it's very hard to try to keep an open channel without pissing people off. Our subscribers and our members, our subscribers and members get
more stuff.
Yeah, send more stuff. They get extra stuff, but you'll eventually see it. Anyway, we've got 3 minutes to go. I think we're going to get out of here. I've had enough. Nice wombat. Yes, that's it. Anything else we've missed? Well, could a disco style chandelier. Just don't give. As soon as people say that's it, you've put it out in the ether now. That's floating in the air. I think, oh God, really? Cue the song. So Stephen says, cue the song and get out of here. Where is this closing screen? Okay, well, we'll stick around, Todd. I'll catch up with you shortly. We'll just close the screen and get out of here. Peace out, guys. Great to have you along. Always fun Saturday mornings. Yes, I know I should do it in a later time of the day that suits more people, but hey, look again. Catch me tonight on Bangkok Pat's thing, 8 o'clock tonight, Thailand time, 11 p.m. Sydney time, 10:30 p.m. Adelaide time, 9 p.m. Western Australia time. Check out Pat's channel. He's a great guy, and his channel's really sort of starting to move along. So we should have some fun tonight, and we'll see you then. Bye for now. Get out of here and cue the screen.
I'll see you guys.
See you later.
Have a good weekend.